Hi, I'm Rob with Eco Panels of Tennessee, and I want to talk a little bit about roof panels. So we do lots and lots and lots of wall panels, and we get a lot of questions. Well, do you do roof panels too? Well, yes we do, but roof panels does require a little bit more explanation, I would say. So with wall panels, it's pretty easy. We can replace on pretty much any floor plan the framed walls with a structural insulated panel to create your walls. That's pretty straightforward, easy to do. We've got a lot of other videos about that, and we'd like to talk with you more about that. But roofs are a little different. So here's kind of a little piece of one of our roof panels. They are thicker than the wall panels. This has a higher R value. This is an R40, 6.5 inch thick panel. The roof panels work really well on certain designs and not at all on other designs. So for example, if your house plan that you like has a pretty basic gable roof that's fairly straight, they work great. If you have a shed type roof or a monoslope or a skillion type roof that's just one pitch flat, they work perfectly. But if you've got a house plan that you found online that has valleys and hip roofs and a lot of twists and turns and dormers and all these other things, we may suggest that roof panels aren't the best thing for that particular house. So it's not that we're trying to talk you out of buying them. We just want to make sure that you do what's best for you, your plan, and your budget. So let's talk a little bit about the roof panels. Let's say you have that plan that has a monoslope roof. Our roof panels, the longest panel is going to be 12 foot long. It's going to be 4 foot wide, 12 foot long. Could be shorter, depends on how it lays out, but that will be the longest it is. Now there are some companies that make these 25 and 30 foot long panels that are self-supporting. We don't do that. So our roof panel system would require something to support the roof panels, like a rafter system or a purlin system or some beams. And we can certainly work with you and your architect and your engineer to help you design that system so that what they design matches our program. We can send you some load and span charts that will show you how far a panel will span, which is certainly a lot farther than just a regular piece of plywood would go. You don't need a rafters as close, but they would need to be on, say, a 4 or 6 foot center in order to accomplish holding the roof system up. So again, not to talk you out of it, but here's the difference in the two. If you're building a ranch type house, right, that has regular roof trusses with flat ceilings, you can avoid the thermal bridging that's found in a wall by applying enough conventional insulation to completely encapsulate those ceiling joists. So in other words, you can still do a pretty good job by putting a lot of insulation in that attic. Whereas in a wall, you can't, unless you remove the studs, you can't remove those thermal bridges. So we can get rid of those thermal bridges and make that wall exponentially more energy efficient. With the roof system, there might be some options, whether we use panels, whether we suggest you go another way. We've had some houses where part of the house was roof panels and part of it wasn't. In other words, every house is different, every house is unique. Our roof panels may work perfectly for you, but we're not going to know until you call us and tell us about your plans. Send us a copy. We'll be glad to look over it with you. And like I said, it's not that we're not trying to sell you something. We want to suggest what's best for you, not what's best for us. Send us your plans, give us a call. We'd love to talk with the details on how your project can be best accomplished, what makes sense for your budget and your floor plan using Eco Panels of Tennessee.